Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT in the building.
Right.
Behaving yourself? No. How can you be arguing with Kalechi, man? I see that. You're arguing online with Kalechi.
Man. Listen, I wasn't even arguing. I said a few things that I need to say. It was a bit of banter. He went after Troy after the final. I turned around and said that, he's better than Iwobi. And then it all just escalated from there. And I've just left them to it for like 48 hours.
What's wrong with him going after Troy Dean?
Listen, man.
I saw what you said about Cahonis. It's a bit of banter, isn't it?
Yeah, but what I was saying was
your boy now, Troy.
What I was saying was a bit of banter. But at the end of the day, he then twisted it into it's like hatred and there's racism and I'm not even getting involved or even embroiled in that because it's a load of bullshit. I don't rate Alex Iwobi because of his footballing ability. And I've said it all along, and I'm not the only person to say it. I just feel that if Arsenal are going to take the next level, we need better players than Alex Iwobi. You look at players, he's
had a good season.
You say he's had a good season. He's had a poor season, Robbie.
Come on, man.
Listen, put it this way.
Come on. Listen.
No, Mkhitaryan's had a better season than him, and he's been poor.
Hold on. Alex Iwobi did not have a poor season.
He has.
Alex Iwobi is improved so much on the previous season. How can you say... What was Xhaka's? What season did he have?
Xhaka had a better season than him.
No, did he have a good season?
Yeah, a decent season.
So then so did Iwobi. Iwobi had a decent...
I said to you...
Iwobi has progressed.
I've said very clearly that Iwobi has improved, but he hasn't improved in the most key area where we need him.
He needs to work on his end product, but I remember people saying that about Raheem Sterling but a year ago. And he worked on his end product, and look at the player he's turned into be now. So we still got to give Alex Iwobi a bit more time because his first season really indifferent. First season, obviously he didn't play much. His second season didn't play much, bit indifferent. I thought last season he stepped up. He's still got to work on his end product. We know that. When he gets in front of goal, he needs to improve. But I've seen a vast improvement in him. If he can get his end product sorted for next season, I think we've got ourselves a really good player.
No, I think at best he'll be a squad player. We need better. Raheem Sterling.
Listen, we all need better in like many positions.
Yeah, I know.
But I wouldn't be digging him out and saying he had a poor season. I'm sorry, I don't think he did.
Well,
but that's everybody's got an opinion on it.
Exactly, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. So, and at the end of the day...
On the Troy Deeney thing, I did feel it for him, man.
I did feel
it for him. Even though he's made the comment about cojones and stuff like that, but I don't think they deserve the 6-0. You know what? I think that City, right? I thought that when we played them in the League Cup final, we played worse than what Watford did. And we only got 3-0.
Yeah.
So, but listen...
That's football,
That's football. But what I want to talk about today is obviously... It's the big one next week. Yeah. Europa League final, last game of the season for Arsenal. The big one, it's all on that. If we win that, Champions League, but it's all the negativity around it. I mean, it's so much negative. I was just doing an interview with RT. They're the Russian-based TV station, and they were asking me about it. They said, "Is there any sort of positive stuff coming out regarding that final?" And I said, at the moment, I'm sure when we get out there and we're there and like it's a couple of days before, it will get more positive.
Yeah.
But at the moment, every single thing that's coming out is negative. Yeah. The ticket allocation that we were all moaning about the other day, where they've only given 6,000 to us, 6,000 to Chelsea. They said it from day one that we've only issued this amount because there was an outcry at the start. And actually, UEFA's reasoning for only issuing 6,000 because they think it's such a hard place to get to, right? It's been proven that it's even harder to get to than we thought because we're supposed to be giving back about 2,000 tickets. Chelsea, I'd heard last week, had only sold about 600. Pitiful for a final, but who can blame any of these fans, whether it be Chelsea or Arsenal, because it's so expensive to get there.
I know.
It's madness.
What I will say is that I actually do think there's going to be more Arsenal fans there than everyone anticipates because of our connections in and around that area and the supporters clubs.
Yeah, there's a lot of. We know that when you go to places like Ukraine and places like that, there's lots and lots of Arsenal fans from Eastern Europe.
Well,
and they'll be there in numbers, and also from Asia. Yeah, and they'll be there in numbers.
We know that because when we went to Azerbaijan this season, because you wasn't there on that game against Karabakh, and we went to a supporters club which was arranged for Arsenal fans, and it was arranged by the Iraqi supporters club. All of that group from the Iraqi supporters club are going. I've spoken to people. You've got Dubai. You've got all these places that are very close to Azerbaijan. You've also got the Russian supporters club.
Now I'm just laughing at a European final, and then places are all closer.
I know, Dubai, and Iraq, and
it's
stuff
close
like that. But, so yeah, in that respect, I do think that there's going to be a lot more Arsenal fans than you actually think, and I think
there will be. We know that there'll be a lot of.
I just think it's going to feel weird because my recollection of finals and stuff in Europe and everything, I can think of, the one in Paris in 2006. And God. I know I don't want to think about the game, but I'm thinking of the build-up, and I think of the fan parks, and I think it was just like a sea of red and white.
I remember, yeah, we took over Paris.
It was unbelievable. But then even when you go further back, I was in Copenhagen for the final of what's this competition against Galatasaray. And I know that final will be remembered for other things outside of what happened, the stadium and that. But again, the atmosphere, you think of Copenhagen again with the game against Parma, Alan Smith. That was just unbelievable occasions. And that's what Europe going and playing in Europe's all about.
In
Europe. So I don't know. If you would have told me, before the season started, that you are going to Azerbaijan twice this season, I would have said, what? Why would I go to Azerbaijan? Now, one thing I will say is the Azerbaijan people and the city itself, from my own personal experience, is really nice. The people are friendly, the people are welcoming, the city's beautiful. And that's my personal thing. This is not I know the whole political stuff with Mkhitaryan and all that.
We'll come to that as well.
That's neither here nor there. That's not me personally. I'm saying from my personal experience, I've got nothing but nice things to say about it. But it's not the people's fault. It's UEFA. They're the ones that have done this. They're the ones that have organised it. And I've got no problem with UEFA saying that they want to give the final to some country some year where they might try and, make football bigger within that country and try and spread the football game. But you've got to also be realistic. It's a place that's just ridiculous to get to.
They've not done, then that philosophy, for me, they've not done Baku any favours. Or they haven't done Azerbaijan.
No, because they're always just remembering
at the moment, every single person that I speak to that speaks about that final, whether it's an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan, is negative about it. I've not heard nothing positive about it. I think it will get more positive once we get there.
Yeah.
But at the moment, the build-up to it has been all negative. People just saying, why are we going there? It's too far. You can't get there. How is a fan? So tickets, as you know, direct flights, you're not getting nothing under a grand, are you?
No.
I think Arsenal were doing a trip. They were
done a day trip.
They were on a day trip, £850 day trip. £900 for a day trip.
That's right? Like there and back.
Right, and that's with Arsenal probably subsidising it a bit, right? Now, if you're an Arsenal fan, and let's say you're 21 and over, and you got that to pay for a day trip just to go in for one day, 5.5 hour flight, by the way, in and out. You've got to get a visa as well. That hasn't been waived.
Yeah.
Right? It's not even the amount of money it is, it's the rigmarole of getting that visa,
getting it all done,
sending in your passport stuff and this and that. It's just, if you're going to hold a final in a country, it has to be accessible. That has to be rule number one. It's got to have good, logistics and communications that you can get there. So on that day, there should be loads of flights going in.
Yeah.
The airports have got to be able to handle loads of flights coming in. You've got to be able to have loads of hotels to accommodate people coming in. If it can't do that country, I don't care where it is, whether it be Azerbaijan, whether it be London, whether it be Paris, if it cannot handle that, it can't have a final.
No.
Simple. You can't have, not a final. You can't have a final.
Do you want to hear another interesting story?
It's ridiculous.
Which I heard this week, that from, I believe it's Monday or Tuesday until Thursday, I think it is, the Azerbaijani locals are banned from the town centre. There's like a curfew on them. They're not allowed within the town centre.
Why?
To allow the fans that are there for the Europa League to enjoy themselves and for it not to be all congested.
Is that a fact?
I see it here. I see it.
Well, they're all supporting that because you want to go and mingle with the local people.
I know. You wait for
you sure about it? Because
like I said,
have to confirm this.
Like I said, it's not confirmed. I haven't. I'll find it out. And I see a report a couple of days ago, and I was like, wow. I was like, if that is true.
I've heard things like there's a religious celebration in and around that time. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think. I'm not sure if it's to do with Ramadan. I'm not sure exactly what the celebration is. But there's one day of almost like a sort of bank holiday type thing for Azerbaijani people. But you know what? It's nothing to do with that for me. It's just the fact that it's so difficult to get in. I've spoken to people that basically have said, right, Robbie, I can get a flight on Monday, or I can get a flight on Tuesday going in. But then when I go to book my return flight to come back to England, when I'm trying to get back on the Friday, or on the Thursday, I keep saying that because the game's on a Wednesday. When I'm trying to get back on the Thursday or the Friday, there's no tickets. As a matter of fact, the earliest I can get back is like the following week on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday. So literally, you'd have to go there and spend like a week and a half, right? Which then adds on more hotel money. You got to get more food and that. So then the price goes up and up and up and up again. So, it's
That's
absolute
crazy.
Madness. It's ridiculous.
The one thing that I done, and I'm so happy, was I booked my hotel months ago.
On your own?
No, I didn't. I told you. I booked two.
You check nobody else when you're doing that. You know what I mean?
Tal,
it's all right. It's okay. It's cool, man.
I'm not having.
We managed to sort ourselves out.
Wait there. I'm not having this guy lie on camera to try and make me look bad.
I'm not lying. What am I lying about?
I booked 2 hotel rooms, right? I actually booked a 3-bedroom villa as well as a suite, with you, Tal, and Brennan in mind and troops and that. I then turned around to Tal only when the draw was done and we knew he was in the final. I said to him, what's going on? He said to me, hold on, we might actually have a villa for all of us and it's a lot cheaper. Then you jumped into the conversation and went, no, we've already booked such and such. And then I turned around to you the other day and goes, Robbie, I've already booked rooms and that. It's free cancellation, yes, but why are you staying there? We booked in. You went, well, it was part of the package to fly out. And I thought, okay, well, we'll just go there then because it's less complex. So don't try having me up that I ain't looked after you.
Sorted yourself out. Who'd you book that room in the name of?
Huh?
Who'd you book that in the name of then?
In the name of my business.
In the name of your business?
Company
you
expenses.
On your own.
You know
That's
what?
all right.
No, wait there. You know what? I'm going to have this guy up right on camera now, yeah?
It's all right, mate.
Wait. No. Wait, I'm going to have this guy up on camera, right? Just on purpose, yeah? Wait there. Bookings. And guess what's still there? 2 bookings. Can you see them? Oh, look. And then this one here.
Oh, it's still available?
No, I've got till another 2 days before I cancel it. Free cancellation, right? View booking, yeah? Look at this one. This is for a 3-bedroom villa inside the actual hotel complex. And then you go to the other one and then view booking. And what is this one? A suite with sea view.
Okay, very nice to set yourself up. So
he's still ain't having it, is he? Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, listen, it's so difficult to get to, and there's fans having to go via Georgia. There's fans going via Istanbul. There's been some mad routes that I've seen.
A mate of mine started driving
Driving?
Yeah, at the start of the week. He started driving.
He's
driving now. I haven't heard from him in a couple of days.
He's probably been kidnapped or something.
But the thing was,
he's driving the whole way.
He's driving. Him and his other mate.
What? Rented car or his car?
He's driving himself.
Driving all the way to Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
He's mad.
97 hours or something. Yeah, he's driving. But the funniest part of the conversation that I had with him was that
I rate him, man.
He's been looking at the whole routes, and it's not a case of looking at a map and going, "Oh, just follow the lines." There's borders and things like that there.
Yeah, as you found that when you tried to remember.
Yeah, remember that one.
What country was that? Where were we going again? Where did we go? Belarus. Yeah. When you tried to get in and
get back. Send me back to the Lithuania border. I then had to get a taxi to somewhere about 300 miles away. I remember it was like, oh mate. But he's
crazy.
He's had a check, and there's 2 borders that he cannot get across. He has to go the long way round. So I was like, what's the long way round? And he's like, I just got to go through Baghdad and like, what? I was like, are you having a laugh?
No, we got to get him on.
I was like,
he's die-hard, man. He's die-hard.
Listen,
Baghdad.
Take the hard off, yeah, he might be dying. Then just that, I was just like, no, I haven't heard from him in 2 days.
He's going to drive through Baghdad.
He said that they've got to go by Baghdad because Baghdad, I believe it's like Iraq and Baghdad is like about 90 miles from Azerbaijan. It's really close. It's like Birmingham to Luton away. It's really close. But he said that you've got to go around to get through these certain borders.
So he's going to go via Baghdad.
Yeah.
With all what he's seen about, people getting kidnapped.
Well, he's just going to drive fast.
You might see that guy. You might see him in a video. You know what I mean? He's got his Arsenal top on with a hood on. Do you know what? But he's crazy.
But then
I'm sorry.
You know what? The thing is, saying that there's part, like with Iraq and stuff. Yeah, I know it's not the type of place that we're going to go and visit and stuff like that. But from meeting the Iraqi people
brilliant for me.
and talking to them as well, there are parts of Iraq that are really beautiful.
Yeah, but it's nothing against.
I know, and it's nothing against.
I'm just saying, right? As a person that's coming from London. Driving through Baghdad. I'm sorry, no, man. I rate that guy. He's brave. Jesus.
Things you do for Arsenal.
Driving through. There's certain things I do for Arsenal. I ain't driving through no Baghdad for Arsenal. I'm sorry. Well, unless I'm in a tank.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. But you know what? He's not the only person that I heard that's driving up there. There's a few in there, and they're going in minibuses and stuff. They're like jolly days out.
I rate them, man. I rate
a.f.c. tours and stuff. We should have driven. Can you imagine that for a road trip?
Yeah, Baghdad.
You got one of them, when you see the ITN reporters and they got them like helmets on when they're reporting.
With a helmet on and the driver going, we're going to do this. And then the man's got an AK-47.
We're going to do this. No. But listen, that's the kind of madness that some people have got to do. And you know what? Do you know what we're saying about this? There's a couple of things I want to bring up as well regarding Arsenal. And I know it's not their fault and everything, but I know I'm not the only person. I got an email the other day, and loads of fans got it. When we ordered our tickets for the final, we paid extra for recorded delivery. They've now cancelled that, sent us the money back for that, and they've said that we now have to go and collect our tickets from a hotel in Azerbaijan. And I was like, you're going to pay my taxi there? I've got to find my own way there.
Your one's in the hotel in Baghdad.
Yeah, I get my mate to pick it up on the way. But no, so there's that. And also, I've heard that let's get this right before people start cutting this part of the segment up and making out that I say we are going to win it. If we win, the trophy parade, we are doing a trophy parade, will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. We might not even be back.
No, we'll be back by then.
Will we be back?
Be back.
3 hours ahead.
Let me check.
Look, man's checking his flights already. Robbie Airlines. He's going to get in touch with his pilot now. Right, we've got to leave a little bit earlier.
I'll check in. I'll be able to tell you what the time. I've got the itinerary here somewhere. Maybe I ain't. Keep talking, I'll look. Oh no, we get back at 5:30. Stansted. Yeah, Stansted.
So we should be able to make the parade for 7.
Possibly, like you said, if we win it.
Get in my car, you'll definitely make it for 7.
No, I've heard about your driving, man, from those guys in Valencia. where you was driving so fast you burnt out the engine on the hire car. Right, so you might not make it the way you drive.
I'll make it, don't worry. But yeah, so
your mate from Baghdad ain't gonna make it. That's for sure.
I heard from some because someone said to me, "Why would Arsenal have it on a Thursday?" And I told them the simple reason being is because on Saturday is the Champions League final, and let's just say the worst.
Yeah, if they won that, it would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine us doing a parade for the Europa on the weekend? And
should we be doing a parade for Europa?
Well, yeah, because it's a trophy, and I suppose as well because there's so many fans that can't get out there.
Yeah, and we haven't won a European trophy since '94.
Yeah,
and the other thing is Arsenal, they're not showing the game at the ground,
because of the building work.
Because all the building work that's going on now. Again, why don't they do it somewhere else then? Because they would have got thousands of people.
This is the thing. How many times over the course of the summer did we watch huge venues for England games?
Yeah, like parks and things like that
and stuff. Why could they not go and do something at Finsbury Park?
Yeah. That's a very good idea because they do little festivals and stuff like that at Finsbury Park.
Do you know what I mean? Go and set something up at Finsbury Park, where it's all caged off and you got your way in and everything, like they do when they do the festivals and the events there. And
that's
stuff.
true. That's very true.
An outdoor event with like 30, 40,000 whatever Arsenal fans there. And you imagine I'd probably want to be in there.
That's probably why they didn't do it because they're probably thinking, there'd be even less tickets sold to go over to Azerbaijan.
Or you could have actually organised it. That would have been a money spent.
I'll tell you what, man. Because you think of it, Finsbury Park. That would have been good there.
It's perfect. It's right. Finsbury Park, that's our park. Do you know what I mean? And it's not like they can't say no events can be held there.
Because they keep events there all the time.
Exactly.
Let's get on to the Mkhitaryan thing, right? Yeah. Henrik Mkhitaryan, as we know now, is not going to play in the final. He's said it's not safe for him to travel there.
Yeah.
Arsenal are backing him on this and are saying that they're really disappointed in UEFA. The government of Azerbaijan have said that they can guarantee Mkhitaryan's safety, but Mkhitaryan has chosen himself not to go there.
Yeah.
What's your take on it? There's been some fans that I've even seen this week criticising Mkhitaryan and saying, you should have played, it's the final, you're on 100 grand, 200 grand a week, all the usual stuff. What's your take on it?
The people that are criticising Mkhitaryan have never been in any kind of conflict in their life where their life is in danger. This is the Armenian captain. If you're talking about, regardless of what we think of him and that we should be selling him or anything, let's put that all to one side. He is the big name of Armenian football.
Sorry, just before you get in that, let me just break it down to people so that they understand. The reason behind this whole thing is that Azerbaijan and Armenia are at war. These are two countries at war with each other over a border dispute, and this is why there's this big problem. People from Armenia can't get a visa to go into Azerbaijan. They're not allowed in, right? And that's one of the reasons why earlier on in the season when Karabakh played, Mkhitaryan didn't play in that game either. So there's simmering tensions between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
So sorry, continue what you say.
And also, we're not talking about something that was going on 20, 30, 40 years ago. As recent as 2016, there was more problems and there was a ceasefire and then trouble started again in 2016. I've been reading up on it to try and gauge what kind of, what it's all about really, and try and see from both sides of it. And at the end of the day, you can't guarantee the man's safety. I don't care what anybody, ministers and people want to say. Can you categorically say that there will not be one lunatic that tries to do something? You don't even need someone to physically put their hand on him. Let's say somebody attacks him with acid, where you don't need to be physically next to him. Something like that. Or somebody that wants to shoot him, God forbid. That's the severity of this. We're not talking about...
You can't... Even one of the guards who's there to guard him could turn on him. It's happened before.
That's what I mean. You never ever know. And at the end of the day, he's obviously taken the decision with his family, and I think it's.
And also, you got to think as well. If his safety's in jeopardy,
other players.
So are the players, because they'll be travelling with him.
Yeah.
So if they want to get at him, and they fired shots into the team bus, that could kill somebody else in there. So it's the whole team.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be played there. I mean, the minute this problem came up, I personally think that's when UEFA should have come in and said, no. Well, the fact that he's got a player from Armenia, he's not welcome. And then what about fans from Armenia? They can't go there.
I know season ticket holders, and this has been something that's been mentioned by the supporters trust and everything else, that there's actual Arsenal season ticket holders from 30 plus years that are British Armenian, and they've been refused visas.
Yeah, because I heard if you've got an Armenian name, they're just saying no.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be an inclusive tournament. This is supposed to be UEFA's showpiece, inclusive, equal for all. It's not equal for all because... No. And then, I've got to take issue. I was listening to an interview with... it was on Talk Sport the other day, Simon Jordan, the ex-chairman of... Crystal Palace.
Guy looks like a Watson.
He can be very controversial. I like listening to him actually because he speaks his mind. I'll put it that way. He's a very controversial guy.
Yeah.
Speaks his mind. And sometimes I agree with some of the things he says, and sometimes I don't. And on this one, on the Mkhitaryan thing, I think he was a bit out of order because he was basically saying that, in his opinion, Mkhitaryan's a bit of a chicken for not going to Azerbaijan. Now, because he's going to be safe. Now, I'm sorry, he's not a chicken at all, right? I wouldn't, if I was in Mkhitaryan's shoes, I would do the same thing. It's not even just the safety issue. It's the fact that that your countrymen are not welcome in this country, right? The only reason they're letting you in is because you play football.
Mm.
And it's a final and you play for Arsenal. So for this one game, you can come in. But apart from that, we hate your guts. You're not welcome. Why would I be going in there? I wouldn't be going in there. Is Mkhitaryan's family welcome to come and watch him in the game? Mm. Is his friends welcome to come and see him? Is other people from Armenia, are they welcome in for this? Are you going to guarantee their safety? The answer is no. So as Mkhitaryan is probably the most, apart from the Kardashians, the most famous face to come out of Armenia.
That's
it's true. Kardashian's a bit more famous than him.
I know. It was the fact that somebody actually tweeted them the other day, and it ended up in mainstream news. Someone actually tweeted the Kardashians and saying, and it was when it was from years ago, they put a tweet up saying about their Armenian heritage.
Yeah.
And this person's gone and tweeted them saying you only care about your heritage when it suits you, not when you want to help Mkhitaryan. and it ended up going into the papers, and it was just my God, Arsenal fans are a different breed.
But I'm sorry, why would he want to go there? I remember back in the day when lots of people, black players and that, they wouldn't go to South Africa because of apartheid.
Mm.
So they'd be they'd be having these cricket tournaments, I remember, over in South Africa, and apartheid was on, and there were some black players who went because they were invited in by the government and that to play, and they were getting paid a load of money. And they were ostracized by the black community. The black community was like, we don't want to know you again because you're a disgrace. How have you gone to a country where black people are not welcome just for the money? So Mkhitaryan will be looked upon in the same way by his country people. So number one, he's got a couple of reasons for not wanting to go there. Number one is he's not safe, and his safety cannot be guaranteed. Mm. And number two, why go there and you're not welcome? Mm. And also, let's have it right now, right? If this was any of the English players, or if this was, say, Mesut Ozil, or any of the German players, do you think UEFA would let this slide?
No.
They're only doing it because it's little old Armenia.
Yeah.
Right? If it was a situation where
3 or 4
Armenia were at war with Argentina, right? And they were playing the Champions League final there, and Messi is the same situation. Can't guarantee safety.
They change it.
People from that would be moved.
Yeah.
If Portugal was at war with Armenia and with Azerbaijan, and they said, "Oh well, actually, sorry, we can't make Cristiano Ronaldo." Well, we might be able to guarantee safety, but nobody else from Portugal can come. Do you think for a minute that final will be held?
Nope.
It's only because Mkhitaryan is from little old Armenia. Yeah. And all these Arsenal fans as well that are saying, "Oh, well, he's not even playing that well." Actually, no. He's a vital player for Arsenal. He's played in this tournament literally the whole way through, apart from the earlier game in Azerbaijan. And he has scored before in a Europa League final when Manchester United won.
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so he could be a player, bring a lot of experience
off the bench with 20 minutes to go.
To that game, right? Yeah. So he's a player that's loved by his teammates, and you can see by what Laura has shown, he's come out very angrily about the whole thing. All the players are backing him.
Yeah.
This final should not be held in Azerbaijan. There's so many different reasons.
And it's not because of the Azerbaijan people, it's because of UEFA.
It's not the people from Azerbaijan. Yeah. UEFA have basically, we know why they've gone there, for the money.
Yeah, I said the other day.
It's money.
What they should have done
It's an oil-rich country. UEFA did said, "Oh, you know what? We're doing it there because of the money."
What they should have done is, and I suggested this the other day, that the moment they realised that we both got to the final, is they should have looked at the logistics, knew the situation with Mkhitaryan and that, and they should have just held the final at Spurs' new stadium.
No, I saw another other funny thing, right? This guy was putting it out there and saying that he understands that Hazard and N'Golo Kante are both from Armenian.
They got Armenian grandparents.
In a hope that
it was the way that they put the tweet out.
In a hope that they'll be banned as well.
It was the way they put the tweet out. They actually said in their tweet, I think it was something like, "I don't understand why everyone's having a go at Azerbaijani people," or something along them lines, or whatever. Armenia as being such a bad place or anything. I was there a few years ago, and I ended up bumping into Eden Hazard and N'Golo Kante's grandparents, and they were such lovely people. And it was just kind of like, as if to say, like, "Yeah, he's got Armenian blood, go on, yeah, ban them as well." So you can go. It is a kind of light-hearted
Hazard is from
side
Armenia,
of it, but
don't let him in.
At the end of the day, look, I fully respect Mkhitaryan's decision.
So do I.
I would do the same if I felt that my
they've got to win it
was
for him. I mean, a lot of players are saying we've got to win it for Mickey.
Well, do you know what? There's a lot of reasons why Arsenal need to win it, because we need to get back in the Champions League. Let's win it to finish off what has been an up and down season, Unai Emery's first year, and most importantly, let's win this for the fans.
Yeah, because the fans, all the players realise the situation with the fans as well. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they'll be trying to do it for their fans as well, for the fans as well. As will Chelsea be trying to do it for their fans.
They'll be trying to do that as well. Yeah. But it's just, like I said, man, I'm looking at Chelsea, I'm looking at injuries they've got at the moment, and I know that no time is always, you can't ever take anything for granted. Say it's always a great time, but it is a good time to play them. There's a lot of unrest. We don't know whether Sarri's even going to be the manager from the moment the full-time whistle goes. Rudiger's out. Loftus-Cheek's out. Hudson-Odoi's out. Yeah. Kante's maybe touch and go.
It's doubtful. Probably play, but
so doubtful. You're looking at the whole side of things, and yes, we've got things that are kind of derailing us that we wouldn't like going to the final. The Petr Cech situation as well.
I'll ask you about that. So Cech, right?
You knew my thoughts before this news come out.
Because the news, of course, in case you don't know it, the news has come out, and he's not denied it, and he's not said it's true.
His tweet was a PR tweet.
He's basically said, I'm going to sort out my future after the Europa League final. But it came out this week that apparently Chelsea are looking to make him their new sporting director.
Director of football?
Yeah. So, sporting director is the exact title.
I'm sorry.
So, they're looking to appoint him after the Europa League final. Because as we know, at the end of that final, Petr Cech's going to be retiring. It's sort of been assumed that Cech was going to play the final because he played all the way through, apart from the first few games when Leno played, when he was starting.
Yeah.
I've sort of been of the stance that I don't have a big problem with it because I don't think Cech's let us down. I think Cech's a leader as well, where we really do lack leaders, and he has a lot of experience of playing in major finals. So I've not really had a problem with it, but I have to say that when this news came out that he's taken over as sporting director, I started to look on it in a different way. I don't think this agent check thing and he's going to throw one in and all that, No, Petr Cech will not do that.
He is a model professional.
Petr Cech is a model professional. He's really a top guy. I've met him before. He's cool. And he would not do that. He's a professional to the last, yeah? But where I do start to think to myself, I have a problem with it, is because I'm like, he's going to play that final on sentimental grounds, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because it's like the manager's saying to him, oh, well, I promised you from the start of the season and you played all along, you've done all right. So, but our best goalkeeper, we all know, is Leno.
Yeah.
Leno's had a better season. Leno's excellent at playing the ball out from the back.
Even though someone here gave him the same ratings at the end of the season.
Leno, who?
You.
Leno's been a top player based off of the games played.
Leno and Cech
based off of the games played.
You don't say you didn't have any support with that.
Right, but Leno. So I just start to think to myself, well, if Petr Cech's looking out for his future, which is basically he's saying, in my future, I'm going to be going to Chelsea, sporting director, there's no sentiment there. He's saying that, I've got to do what's best for me in the future. Then I look at it and think, well, then Arsenal need to do what's best for them in the future. No sentiment with us as well. And actually, if you look at it, our best goalkeeper is Bernd Leno. Sentiment out the window, because he's not being sentimental in his decision moving forward. He's going to go to Chelsea, and I don't have a problem with that. Fair play to him. He's got to look after his future, and that's a great job for him to go into. But also got to look for our future. Our future is Bernd Leno. Leno's going to be the guy that's going to be going forward. And it would be great for Leno to play in a cup final, get the experience of playing in there, and that might turn him into a better goalkeeper. So I've changed my mind now, and I think that Leno should start. When that news has come out, I think Leno should start. I mean, you still...
Yeah, but I've said it all along, Leno should start. And my thoughts don't change. Leno should be starting.
I think it's beyond doubt now.
And at the end of the day, if this is true, what's been said, then Petr Cech has negotiated this whilst he's still an Arsenal player. Fact. He will have negotiated this while he's still an Arsenal player. Now, I'm sorry, but you are basically the new sporting director at Chelsea, and you want us to put you in goal against Chelsea. Forget the professionalism here. No. Over the last decade, this is the biggest game in our history. When you think of the knock-on. If we'd got in the top four and we were already in the Champions League, I think everyone might be a little bit more relaxed. But because Champions League's on the line, that will have a knock-on effect to our transfer window. What players are possibly saying, I'll join if you get in the Champions League, but if you don't, no. Every part of the next few years of our future lies on this game. That is how big this game is on Wednesday. The magnitude of it. We've not won a European trophy since the 90s. We've not been in a final in Europe for 13 years. This game is massive for the club, for Unai Emery, for the fans. Sentiment out the window. Sorry, bye-bye, thank you for your services, take your cap, off we go.
Fact you be so nice about it, you know what I mean?
No, I'm sorry, no, I don't care. I want Bernd Leno in goal. He's our best goalkeeper.
I think Leno has to start now. After that news, I think, sentiment now, there's no... I remember we spoke to David Seaman, we did that interview with him, and he said he'd start Leno. I think now we've got to start Leno.
He's the prime example.
We've got to go, because he started the
final. FA Cup final in Cardiff. Richard Wright was the goalkeeper all the way through. Yeah. Even in the semi-final, we won that game 1-0, I think it was against Middlesbrough. Richard Wright done nothing wrong. And then it came to the final and boom.
But then we've seen in the past before, when we've had guys that have filled in and done brilliantly in Flamini. when he filled in and done brilliantly all along in the Champions League run, and then we got to the final. We
and he swapped him with
Ashley Cole.
Because Ashley Cole's the better left back.
Yeah, but it didn't really work out, did it?
Well, that was nothing to do with that decision. It was to do with the fact that Lehmann got sent off in the first 10 minutes, and we had to. Why are you trying to upset me and make me? Do you know what I mean? I know, so was I, and it just like destroyed the life out of me. I wouldn't be worried about the shit playing in the final on Saturday if we'd already won it.
Yeah,
it's like the Premier League. Spurs can go and win the Premier League, and although it will wind me up and I'll be gutted, I'll be like, well, we've been there, done it. It's fine, it's cool. But all we've ever had to live with Spurs is about them doing it first. Oh, we won a European trophy first. We won the double first. Oh, we moved to North London first. No, you didn't. You're shit. You're from Middlesex. We actually moved to North London first. Get your facts straight. Go to school, learn your geography. We were part of it first. They're Middlesex. They used to be a cricket club. They can piss off. Don't get me started on them. Please, Liverpool, please, man. I'm telling you. I told you last week. I'm telling you. The moment they come out and everything, yeah, I'm having it on full blast in my house. Everyone's going to think I'm an adopted Scouser. I'm going to turn into Specs Gonzalez and have the Liverpool kit on and everything else. I'm not going that far, but Liverpool, please. I will put up with Liverpool fans for the next year or so talking about the Champions League.
It's a really funny phenomenon at the moment, right? Because you've got every Arsenal fan, every Chelsea fan, West Ham fan, being Liverpool fans for that final, and every Man United fan
being Tottenham,
right, is a Tottenham fan.
Yeah,
and I think City fans as well. They're all Tottenham fans for that as well. You know what I mean? But it's particularly Man United fans. They don't want Liverpool to win it, so
their rivalry's mad. Their rivalry's mad, but it's mad because it's like there's been like a truce between Liverpool and Arsenal fans ever since both of us made the finals. Like I've gone from Liverpool fans absolutely abusing me in tweets, right, to saying like, good luck next Wednesday, lad. I hope you do it. Hope you bring the trophy home.
Liverpool
you know what I mean? No, they want us to bring it home, and we're like, go on, boys. I really hope you do it. Jurgen Klopp, what a man. What a manager.
Putting the call to Paul and Chris at Redmond TV as well, man, and say, come on, guys.
Please, man. But
talk to your boys, man. They got to do it.
This is what it is, isn't it? But let's focus on ourselves first.
It's
a big game.
We of course we'll be out there in Azerbaijan. We're going to be going out there from next week Tuesday, so look out on AFTV. We'll be doing some great content out there. Hopefully when we get there, it'll be more of a positive vibe. I'm sure it will be.
We're going to have to show you
once
around.
we get there. You'll have to show me around. It's my first time in Azerbaijan. You've been there, but then you're not staying where I'm staying.
I know.
You're staying in some far-flung place.
Tao, how good is this place?
Yeah?
He knows.
How far out of town is it?
Like 5 minutes, isn't it?
Oh, so it's not far.
5 minute drive, 10 minute. It's
20 minutes.
But
30 minutes outside.
No, it ain't that far. But
you're staying in Baghdad?
No, it's literally 5-10 minute drive. But the logistics of it are perfect for what we do and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they've got a nightclub in there. They've got a games room. Tao know about the games room because he got very drunk and decided to play me £50 a game at pool and lost. And they've got indoor pool, outdoor pools. They've got saunas and
it's a beautiful
massages.
What are you talking about massage?
Yeah, so big,
for my back.
so strong. So it's all there, man.
So we're looking forward to it, and don't forget to check it out. Some great content we're going to have from there next week. Just before we go, what have you made of the new kits? You see the kits have been leaked out with. There's a picture of Aubameyang and Lacazette in it.
Oh, do you know there's a few times after a game when we performed so well, I talked to you about magic socks. Oh, when I saw that kit, that magic sock come out, that is Arsenal. Old school. That just reminds me of my young days growing up as an Arsenal fan. The red kit, the collar bit that goes here, reminiscent of our 90s kit. He looks so beautiful in that kit. I'm not that way inclined, but
steady on.
Listen, you just know he's got them. Listen. Mate, the kit.
So when you get the sock for the new kit, you can have that for next season. Right? But anyway, I love both kits as well. Both kits are brilliant. But we'll do once we get a bit more information on our kits. We'll do something on that on the show as well. But listen, thanks for watching today.
Can I just say one thing quickly?
Yeah.
The kits, I've heard that the home one comes out at the start of July, which I believe is the 1st of July.
July.
The away one is going to be revealed in LA.
Yeah.
and then the third one is August, which I presume might well be around the Emirates Cup.
Yeah, which, by the way, that Emirates Cup, I love what they've done this year.
Yeah.
Where they're playing the women's game first.
Is it Munich
against Bayern Munich, and then we play after against Lyon. So, again, some positive stuff coming out of Arsenal. Yeah. Although, what we're going to do next week is we'll get into, obviously we'll talk about the final and that, but then we're going to start getting into the transfer situation. And for everybody been asking, Transfer Daily returns on the 1st of June, so that's when we'll be back. But let's see what we'll be buying this season. You know what I mean? Where some of that Adidas money is going to be going. That's what we want to find out. Kits may look good, but who's going to be wearing them? So, but thanks for watching and listening to the show today. Don't forget you can download the podcast in the description. The award-winning podcast, don't forget. Right, DT, behave yourself next week.
I'm with you, I have to behave.